So what are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing? Why not?
I'm trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
You know I blame it on industry. I blame it on my own hypocrisy. It's education and politicians. No one's willing to step up and speak.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Pace Radio Show, live here at lifestyleradio.ca, and we are also live on Spreaker Radio. My name is Al Graham. During our introduction music, as you just heard, the Killing Time Band says, more of us need to speak up, and we're here to help them and you to achieve that goal. Today, my joint host is the very well-known Allison Murden.
Hello!
Hello, Allison. And Alice and I, we have brought you guys a guest that helps people, and so that they help people by getting things cracking, and we'll get into more of that in a minute. But before we learn more, let's have a little bit of news talk. Allison, you there?
I
can hear you. I don't even know why I asked that. Now, when it comes to news, I know, Allison, that things have either been busy, and you've been. Everybody, we're all patient, so we have good days and bad days. I'm sure you're following a little bit in the news. You've seen the raids.
Bet. Horrible, isn't it?
It is. You know,
absolutely disgusting, Val.
You know, all those patients, and I'm imagining, like, you've been involved in the medical marijuana program here in Canada since its inception, and before then they had compassion centers.
Yes, actually, a long time. Actually, funny enough, when I first had the Toronto Compassion Center helping me, it was a young fellow named Warren who was skateboarding medicine around. So that's how long ago it was, Al. It was way back in the 1990s.
So this new delivery system that people are talking about with these LPs is something that you're well aware it was happening, over 20 years ago.
Yes, I did, Al. I was.
Yeah. And
I was. I'm a little disappointed because you didn't expect, honestly, people like the LPs to take over everything that we were doing. And to tell you the truth, some of us are not too happy about it, but we're seeing what we can do on the other end. So. Yeah.
And, now there's a lot of patients out there that don't have access to their medication.
Yes, exactly, Al.
They have to turn somewhere. At least half of the places in Toronto have been shut down. They pulled in, close to, I believe it was 500 pounds. 500 pounds of just dry bud alone.
Yes, and actually, funny enough, I don't know if our listeners are aware of this, but I posted the fact that Chief Saunders from the Toronto Metropolitan Toronto Police Force wasn't necessarily what we would call completely and totally, quote-unquote, above board with the viewers on CTV News, because we found out indirectly that quite a few of those, again, quote-unquote, edibles were purchased from the local bunk barn up the road.
I seen a report on
those sorts of things. Yeah, those sorts of things are exactly why people like us, Al, fight with the way we do and expect the truth to be told.
Oh, I know some of the product I could see right there on the photo in the newspaper.
You bet.
It was like Mary's Java, 55 milligrams of THC. So what do they mean by the product's not labeled? And that's what it seemed to be more about, is the health and safety concern.
Exactly. It's so disingenuous of our government, let alone, this is all because of the Liberal government. I really hate to say it, but John Tory and the police really are not to blame. The police, bottom line, as we all know, I'm a retired corrections officer. I no longer am speaking for LEAP because I was finding after doing that for the last dozen years, I just was losing my direction a little bit. So I'm back on fighting for human rights before commerce, and these are the sorts of things that I continue to fight against, Al. So I want to make sure that patients like myself and those like me, again, across Canada and around the world even, can afford to use cannabis and consume cannabis in any way, shape, or form to feel better and be able to afford it. Affordability, again, is a key factor, as we all know.
Yeah.
So,
well, when they handed out those notices, those zoning bylaw notices, I believe they also handed some of them to some of the vapor lounges as well.
They did. I heard that too, Al. And bottom line, funny enough, Abby Roach, a good friend of mine who runs the Cannabis Friendly Business Association in Toronto, the CFBA, holds regular meetings about these things. And their collective energies always focus on blocking Smoke-Free Ontario, the Smoke-Free Ontario Act, because they feel that patients like us are basically ostracized and discriminated against, because other than these vapor lounges to collect in and to actually meet our friends in and to have our daily activities take place in while we vaporize our medicine, whether it be just normal work, paperwork, or playing a game with friends, it doesn't matter. It's a lounge and we're entitled to do what we want. And again, we shouldn't be told where to do it and where not to do it, and we shouldn't be locked in our homes. That's one thing I feel very strongly about.
It allows us to get out. It allows us to get out in a social atmosphere and a setting like that, which is all part of helping improve quality of life.
Exactly, Al. It's all quality of life, and that's what we fight for again.
Exactly. Now I know that Abby held a meeting last night at the Hot Box Cafe. It was live streamed on Facebook, and it's available. She's got it posted. And
in
they're having another
Market.
meeting.
That's in Kensington Market, downtown Toronto, for those who aren't aware. Yeah.
And she's having another one tomorrow night. I got an invite sent to me. So even I can't make it, but I can help promote it. Let her know, hey.
Yeah, I get invited to all those same meetings, and I love Abby for it. I wish I could, literally be more of a voice than I am, but I want her to know how much I love and adore her and have for decades for what she's done for us.
Yeah, and not everybody can be there. Example ourselves, but we can help them get the word out. And
what our voices carry. Yeah, our voices carry, even if we don't. There are many of us that feel the same way. Thank goodness, smart people. So you're a guest. Who's hiding?
We have a guest here tonight. Well, at this time, I'll introduce him. I'd like to welcome our guest, who I said is a person who helps people get things cracking. Yeah. So I'd like to welcome Brandon May to the Pace Radio Show. Brandon, are you there?
Yep. Thanks for welcoming me.
Brandon, how you doing, doll? Thanks for waiting.
Yeah, no problem at all. I'm glad to be here. How are you guys?
Good.
That's awesome, hon.
We're always we always appreciate people that take time to spend an hour to talk to us about what they're doing within the cannabis community and share that information around. So.
And we're always groovy. You know that too, Al.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Also, I'd like to let everyone know before we get going, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome not only Brandon to the Pace Radio Show, but also the company that he works for, cc-nexus, who we'll find out tonight as we go along in our discussion. Plus, starting tonight, we'll be starting to run a commercial for cc-nexus and promoting their products right here on the Pace Radio Show. And Brandon is here to tell us all about that.
Beautiful.
Good.
So again, I don't know if you want to start out or if you want me just to hit him up the way I usually do, hard and fast.
Here, I'll lay it in gentle to him. Okay, Brandon. Basically, I mentioned the company's name, cc-nexus.
Yep.
You want to tell us, a little bit about the company? We'll wait on the company. Let's find out a little bit about you first. Okay. You want to tell us what you do as far as position-wise and what your role is there?
Yeah, certainly. For cc-nexus, I'm a sales representative on that end of the company for the wholesale side, and I am the head sales representative for the True North Seed Bank side, which is our regular retail side.
Beautiful. Very nice. Question, Brandon. How long have you been doing this, my friend?
Pretty fresh at it. I only just started the end of January this year.
Hey, we can take them at any time. There's always room to learn.
That's right.
So
Welcome to the
that's
cannabis
awesome.
community. Then.
You betcha, Brandon. I'm going to hit you up with some pretty tough questions later on, so you get your hat on, sweetie, and you be ready.
Oh, I'm ready.
Anyway, but I wanted to know, can you tell any of our listeners, first of all, where can people find cc-nexus? Where are you on the internet, or are you by phone, or do you have an actual building someplace? Where can people find you, Brandon?
Yep, you can reach us online at cc-nexus.global, which is cc-nexus.global. You can also reach us by phone at 416-679-0421. And you can also reach us on the True North side at truenorthseedbank.com.
Excellent. Good to know. Now, I know we have a lot of both social and medical listeners that tune in. And actually, I was a little curious. Some of the questions I have later on will probably be leaning a little more toward medical. But I'm really interested, Brandon, Al Graham, who runs the show here on Pace Radio, on Al Rap Show, 420 Lifestyle Radio, Al Graham actually was telling me that you were fairly new to this, as you had mentioned yourself. And I just wondered what in the world made you turn to medical and what got you involved in this?
Well, to be honest, when I was in high school, I had a lot of social anxiety and issues with stuff like that, and I didn't go to school a lot and stuff. I didn't start smoking cannabis until I was about 18 years old, almost finished high school. At that time, I was going through some rough time in my life, and cannabis actually helped me get back into the groove and go back to school and be involved with people socially. And
fabulous.
That made me think that I wanted to. When I started to think about what I wanted to do with my life, I realized that I wanted to help people most of all, and I thought that was the best avenue for me to do it.
Excellent. Well, I tell you, Brandon, for the fact that you're even thinking that, I know what a big heart you must have, because yourself, having suffered what you suffered, I'm sure it probably was a big, weight on your shoulders in those years. I think ultimately, again, it's funny, patients, that end up, people who end up getting involved in medical end of cannabis sales, especially, usually in some way or shape or form have had involvement themselves medically with this plant. But what I wondered, two things, and now I'll start with the hard questions. First of all, I actually was checking out the website, Brandon, and one thing I noticed right off the bat, I'm from an old school patient. I'm from the 1990s. I've been a licensed patient in Canada since 1994. And I don't know if you know much about what I deal with, but I have multiple sclerosis, which is very, sadly enough, becoming more common these days in this particular issue anyway. But I also battle the worst pain known to medicine, the most violent pain that I think I've ever even heard of, called tic douloureux, and I have it on both sides of my face and head 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, Brandon. So getting to my question, the first thing I did as a patient was look up on your particular website, cc-nexus, for a particular strain, one of very few that give me relief in the world. And I don't have a lot of luck with anything else, Brandon. My story is all over the internet. You can check me out at AlisonMyrden.com, ALISONMYRDEN.com. My entire story and what I've been through is there. And I'll tell you, Brandon, all I want is for some of these strains to help me, and I could not find Williams Wonder on your particular website. Do you know if we can put in quote-unquote special order for such things?
Oh, we can definitely look into that. I'm making a note as we speak.
Sorry, Brandon?
We can definitely look into that. I'm making a note of it as we speak.
Beautiful, honey. If you can specially order those sorts of things and see if you can help. There are a number of patients I know that, another thing I noticed, Brandon, which our listeners may or may not be aware of, and you yourself may or may not be aware of, but the Canadian government has decided to step in to regulate the issue of cannabis as a social inebriant here in our country. through the Liberal government just the last little while. And for the last number of months, I've been hearing rumor that the Canadian government is going to cap the social cannabis consumers' THC content at 20%. And I noticed that on your website at cc-nexus, that's the highest THC content that your strains have is 20%. Is there a reason for any of that, or can you tell our listeners, why that might be? If there's anything that I haven't told them, or are you aware of that?
Oh no, that you may have just overlooked some. I think perhaps because there are actually quite a few above 20%. I know.
Oh, my apologies, Brandon.
No, it's fine. I know our OG Kush from Canuck Seeds is 25%. The Critical Mass from Canuck is 24%. And
Quarter
I know our
pounder
highest
is 25%.
Yep.
Do you have a strain called Williams Wonder specifically, though?
I don't have
Brandon,
that
do you
one
know?
specifically.
Oh,
not that
again, that
I'm
one
gonna
I
do a
would
quick
love.
search.
Again, I'm glad we're explaining this to the listeners because people like myself are not very computer literate. And I find, again, that, at times I get very confused. That's why I have my partner, Gary Lynch, and, some of my friends help me with some of these things because I get really confused. But excellent to know, Brandon, that there are strains that are higher than 20%.
Awesome.
Now, next question, opposite completely to that, is do you have pure CBD strains available for those that just use CBD strains that may be underage or suffering from things like epilepsy or want no THC in their cannabis?
Unfortunately, we currently don't have any strains that have zero THC. The absolute closest that we have, I believe, highest CBD content is 11% with about 10% THC.
Right.
We are looking into...
Do you have strains with for example, I've got
Charlotte's
CBD.
Web.
Well, I got a strain called CBD Hammer Shark. It's
Oh.
listed at 5% THC and 6% CBD.
Okay.
Yep.
Beautiful. Good to know again. See, again, there's so much to look at. Brandon, it's beautifully done. The website looks fabulous.
Well, thank you.
Whoever did it certainly is attractive. So it's certainly... Sorry, Al, go ahead.
Yeah. So as far as, do you know what, Brandon, offhand, what's, obviously you've got some with the low, Allison was asking about a low THC strain. Do you know what your lowest THC strain would be?
As you were saying, the CBD Hammer Shark is pretty low. Outside of that, I know our CBD Painkiller and our CBD Remedy from Canuck Seeds, I believe they're as low as 5% THC or 6%.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to check right now. But I know they're pretty low there.
Pretty low.
That is pretty low, Brandon, for sure, especially in Canada. So that's wonderful. Can I ask a question, Brandon? It says... cc-nexus Global. Are you a global organization? Because I noticed you do ship outside of the country, the UK and US, or you have UK and US prices. I think a German as well. So I was wondering if you do.
We do certainly for retail. Currently, we can only provide wholesale in North America, so just Canada and the U.S. currently.
Okay, I wondered. Okay, even that's wonderful. Even that's wonderful. Do you get many patients or many people from the U.S. come up to Canada for our strains?
Yeah, we actually get, I would say, quite a large portion of our orders on the retail side are from the U.S., and we do have a few stores doing some reselling for us.
Excellent. Well. See, I know, again, Brandon, having been a cannabis consumer for many decades, and I hate to say how old I am right now, but I think, again, I use it in a completely different way. But I will tell you that the first thing, again, when I couldn't find Williams Wonder, I looked up another strain that I would love for you to check out for those of us who are interested in it, called Red Herijuana. And it's spelled like marijuana, but with an E. Herijuana. And it's Red Herijuana. There were 3 different types, Brandon, that I tried, again, probably back in the early 2000s. And the one strain, the green marijuana, didn't work for me at all. The regular marijuana didn't work for me at all. But the red marijuana shot me out of my wheelchair and had me dancing pain-free for 8 hours after smoking one cigarette.
Wow.
So I want that again. And do you think I can find it? Now that strain, Brandon, and for all of our listeners who are interested, is straight from another friend of mine, a well-known breeder from California named Steve Tuck. So I don't know if any of our listeners recognize that name, but again, I'm dropping some old school names.
Yeah, well, hey, at least, now Brandon's got two there to search for you.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
betcha.
Right? Okay, well, it's break time. I see it's getting close to 20 past the hour, so it's time to take a break,
Great.
pay some bills.
You bet.
And tonight, as we go into break, we're going to hear from In Disguise and their song September Days, Green Outlaw. Then when Allison and I and our guest Brandon May get back from the break, we'll continue our conversation.
Yay.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Show here on lifestyleradio.ca.
To Lifestyle Radio.
Right on. I don't know if we're off air. Are we on air? Oh, I don't know what's going on here.
Where did you go? There you are, you sneaky old devil.
Right before they told us to come out from the other side.
Yeah, I remember. I forgot. I was worried about the sea of love. I thought it went out to, out to sea.
It did.
We've talked a great deal about movies, and they tell me you're under contract to somebody. Who is it?
We just signed with Paramount about 2 weeks ago.
You looking forward to it?
I'm definitely looking forward to the first picture, yeah.
I thank you so much for coming tonight, because I know you're flying out tonight to back, about 3,000 miles now?
Mm-hmm. Back to Atlantic City. We open tomorrow.
At the Steel Pier?
The Steel Pier.
It's
been 6 shows a day for 7 days. Good night.
42 shows you're about to do?
Right.
Before you exhaust yourself, will you do me one more song?
Oh, I'd love to. Which one would you like to hear?
Oh, come on. Dream Lover with Bobby Darin.
He's 20 miles from nowhere, choppers in the air. Tracking dogs are on him where he's going now, he don't care. They'll try and wear him down, he's got legs to spare.
Canada, the time to act is now. These days, your customers are seeking variety. Increase your earning potential by expanding your inventory with cc-nexus, Canada's largest cannabis seed wholesaler. cc-nexus stocks over 60 reputable breeders, including Canuck seeds, with a wealth of autoflower, regular, feminized, and CBD strains. All first-time customers will receive a free pack of Canuck seeds, plus a mug, t-shirt, and additional promotional materials. Add strains and increase your profit with cc-nexus, your Canadian-owned and operated wholesaler of cannabis seeds. Discreet, worldwide stealth shipping from Canada, supporting you locally. Call today, 1-844-843-7995, 1-844-843-7995, or visit us at cc-nexus.global.
The following is a public service announcement from the Canadian Therapeutic Cannabis Partners Society. The Canadian Therapeutic Cannabis Partners Society is a non-profit organization dedicated to ensuring improved access to therapeutic cannabis and cannabis byproducts in Canada. With a federal government that has committed to legalizing cannabis, we feel it is our duty to ensure that the medicinal use of cannabis doesn't get lost in the process and that there are clear distinctions made between the medicinal and recreational use of cannabis. It is our mission to ensure that government regulation doesn't get in the way of a sick, disabled, or terminally ill person's right to use or produce this amazing natural health product. If you would like to get involved, you can contact us on the internet. www.canadiantherapeuticCannabisPartners.com, on Facebook, CTCP Society, or search Canadian Therapeutic Cannabis Partners.
This is Al Graham of the Pace Radio Show. Are you keeping pace, as in keeping people advocating cannabis education? If you're not, and you're a cannabis consumer, then why not? Others are working hard every day to help educate people about cannabis so you can enjoy your daily 420. Get involved and speak out. Be loud and proud so that you can keep pace. Tune into the Pace Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to hear about people advocating cannabis education here on lifestyleradio.ca.
Growing your own vegetables, flowers, or even medicinal plants can be a challenge without the right equipment and proper know-how. At BMA Hydroponics, not only are they your urban horticultural experts and suppliers, but their staff holds the customer's needs paramount to making a sale. Family-owned with decades of experience and knowledge, they offer free advice in person, by phone, or email. BMA Hydroponics wants to ensure you have the advice you need, which is why you'll find tips and tricks on different ways to grow, like wick, ebb and flow, drip, or aeroponic system, as well as other helpful links at bmahydroponics.com. If you can't find what you're looking for, just let them know, and they'll do everything they can to get what you're looking for. At BMA Hydroponics, each staff member also possesses a federal exemptee MMAR license, making their strong suit empathy, experience, and dedication to their customers. Because when you know how to grow, you'll have results that make you proud. BMA Hydroponics in Belleville, Ontario. Visit bmahydroponics.com.
BMA offers cannabinoid testing, so if you want to prove you've got good medicine, head to BMA Hydroponics and prove it.
Don't matter now, it's time to get away. A promotion waits for the cop to catch you on this day. But the green outlaw ain't worried. Home out in the wild. Company's got his work cut out.
Hello and welcome back. We are the Pace Radio Show, live here at lifestyleradio.ca and at Spreaker. Plus, a big shout out to all those who are going to listen to the podcast at other audio outlets afterwards, such as Mixcloud and our friends at TuneIn Radio. Are you a grassroots advocate? If you are and you can't keep up with all the news and like to share educational information, then I'd like to suggest that you check out the Grassroots Advocate, the little monthly news magazine that Pace puts out monthly. As I said, monthly. Not only is there news, but we also share recipes, and we have a cannabis directory that includes compassion centers to vapor lounges. If this is something that you're looking for, then go and check it out at Pace-online and click on the Grassroots Advocate button for your free monthly subscription. Tonight on the Pace Radio Show, I'm joined by our guest, Brandon May of cc-nexus, who is a new advertiser here at the Pace Radio Show, who you just heard the commercial when we went into the commercial break. Plus my very busy joint host, Allison Murden.
Yay! Oh, sorry, I meant yay for Brandon.
Okay, one thing I do want to mention, Brandon, I want to thank cc-nexus because cc-nexus is an advertiser in Grassroots Advocate. They are advertising on the donors page, which means that they donate over 20 magazines to an organization of their choice, and they picked Marijuana for Trauma. So once a month, I take in a bundle of magazines into Marijuana for Trauma in the Trenton location, and they distribute them amongst the veterans in the area. So once again, Brandon, I'd like to thank you guys at cc-nexus for doing that.
Fabulous, Brandon.
Not a problem. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of that.
Well, hey, you said, talk about being part of things and getting involved and stuff. I'd like to get a little bit of background and history on cc-nexus. Basically, can you tell us a bit about how you guys got started and when you got started?
Well, company started way back when. The owner of the company, he's been doing it for probably close to 10 years or more at this point. He came to the country from Britain, and he had some connections there with seed banks from Europe and stuff like that. And basically he wanted to provide a wide variety of strains to people here in North America because he saw the open market that there was.
Right on.
Mm-hmm. Now, as far as basically, I guess I'm looking about, how large is the company? Like, are you guys very big, or are you just a smaller company? Or are you a bigger company and you're, I guess maybe smaller company with expansions in mind?
Definitely expansions in mind. We're currently the largest wholesaler of cannabis seeds in Canada. We have 60 different breeders, over 2,000 strains. We currently have a bunch of stores here in Canada and a few open in the U.S. as well.
Al, I have a quick question. Can I just pop something in? When your breeders do give you, or I guess you get strains from your breeders, do they get something in return? Do they get royalties? Or do they get donations? Or how does that work exactly? If you wanted to donate seeds to, say, a company and were a fairly big breeder.
Well, that's very interesting. I never thought of the donation aspect of it. Typically, we just get them directly from most of our breeders right in Europe.
Okay. Yeah. You know, you should have a section, Brandon, where people can donate, because you never know. You know, that definitely may certainly help with affordability for some people like us down the road. That definitely is another option, my friend. So again, there are many generous breeders out there that, you know, might have, you know, a strain or two that has just been sitting around that they may not even realize will work, you know, decades later and, you know, years later, you know, and it may be exactly what people like myself or some of us, the rest of us may be looking for. So that, certainly keep that, you know, an option, Brandon, please.
I definitely will. I made a note of it.
And donation. So, Allison asked you in the first segment, noticed that you were from different locations. So you guys do ship globally, like worldwide, anywhere?
No.
Or just basically...
They only ship in North America.
No, that's the wholesale end of it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no problem. So do you guys, I guess it would be... As far as cc-nexus, wholesale is North America, but True North Seeds, you guys ship globally, right?
Yep, that is correct.
Okay. Yeah, because I got, you know, basically mixing the two companies there, wasn't I? Okay. Now you guys, I'm assuming you ship discreetly?
Yep. All orders are completely discreet. They usually come in original breeder's packaging unless the customer would like them repackaged. They come typically in a white bubble-wrapped envelope. We also provide stealth shipping options if it's something that you're worried about. We provide T-shirts, sweaters. We have collector's mugs, kids' toys, and stuff like that we can ship the order in.
Excellent.
So everybody could get like a free mug, first-time buyers, all that type of stuff?
Yep, for cc-nexus first-time buyers, they get a care package. They get 10% off their first order. It also comes with a Canuck Seeds T-shirt, one of the collector's mugs, and a bunch of promotional material for the store.
Very cool. So it's definitely worth a first-time purchase, if nothing else.
And there's no minimum purchase at all for the wholesale.
What was that, Brandon?
And there's also no minimum purchase at all for the wholesale.
No
which is
minimum.
Nice.
So if somebody wants to do a wholesale order of $100, then you guys don't have a no minimum. That's not a problem.
Yep, no problem with that at all.
Excellent. Good
now,
to know.
Now you mentioned you had 60 breeders, right? That
yep.
You guys deal with. It comes out in the original packaging. Can you tell us some of the breeders? Name some of the breeders offhand that you guys have available?
Oh, yes, certainly. We have as I said earlier, we have our sister company, Canuck Seeds. Just to name a few, we have Ace Seeds, Barney's Farm, Cali Connection, Dutch Passion, DNA, Royal Queen, Greenhouse, Nirvana, Sweet Seeds, Rare Dankness, Seeds. Just many more.
Some big names.
Oh, yeah.
That's
all the breeders you know of.
And you guys have, obviously, we mentioned you guys got the CBD strains, regular strains, feminized strains as well.
Yep. Yes, I see.
Yeah. Now, do you ever find that, and this is something that Allison and I talked about earlier, and you know, some people are old school, regular seeds, nothing else.
Yeah.
You know, do you run into people, that are really against the feminized seeds?
Absolutely. Actually, I had a gentleman call me this afternoon, and he was discussing that with me. He got a bunch of regular seeds, and he actually got the last pack of the strain from Archive called the Harlequin BX1, I think. And
Oh,
it's
the
actually been
Harlequin strain.
discontinued.
Yes, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it had actually been discontinued, and he was lucky enough to get the last one. And yeah, we had a good, lengthy discussion about genetics.
Yeah, no doubt. That's exactly what Al and I were going down that road today earlier, discussing that, saying that same thing, Brandon, because, so many people I'm finding, especially patients, that are coming out for medical purposes, like myself. I'm one of the younger ones that's, ever come out. I came out publicly in my 20s using cannabis as medicine. And, people didn't come out that young years ago. So I don't know if I was smart or not, but bottom line, it did give me a good jump on the fact that now I know what I need. And a lot of us, again, as I said, Brandon, are real old school, specific strain cannabis growers, so, it's wonderful that there's all these new strains out there, but some of them, again, I find I tend, again, to deal with the worst pain known to medicine, and I don't get a lot of relief with things like, many strains of marijuana or cannabis at all. So, the few strains that I can find relief from, I tend to really stick to. So again, all these sorts of things are, making us curious.
Yeah. Okay. Allison keeps bringing up some of the old school strains and stuff like that.
Right.
You obviously, you've got a website.
Right.
Brandon, do you have like a catalog that, I know people like to hold things in their hand and read it. I find that with the Grassroots Advocate. People still like to hold things and read it. So, do you guys have like a catalog that people could actually search through that would be available?
Yep, we do certainly. Currently, we have a full color catalog. It's quite large, actually. It has most of the breeders in it. The only problem is it is a little bit out of date. We're currently in the process of printing our new catalog for Canuck Seeds. It should be available within a few months, we're hoping. And if you do call in or message us online or what have you and ask us to get a catalog out to you, we will put your name in for the new one we have in print as well.
Oh, fabulous. That's good to know, too.
Yeah. Yeah, because 2,000 strains, man, that's a lot of strains.
It's a lot of strains, and that's why I think I was getting a little confused when I was looking at things, Brandon. I was ready to just up one side of you down the other, and you're just too nice for that. Anyway, but I'm looking at the website, and as I said, it's a very pretty website. So
now,
lots of good strains.
Nothing runs smoothly. Everybody, has problems here or that. If somebody has a problem, they can call you and discuss the issue and see what can be resolved.
Absolutely. Yep. You can call us at any time. Also, you can email us at info@TrueNorth Seed Bank or info@cc-nexus.global, and we always working around the clock. We actually have one employee who that's what she does specifically, is just answering support tickets.
Really?
Oh, good.
Wow, good. And
He's
that way
an
people,
angel.
you get right on those. If there's any issues,
You
if you look, if you're a company that ships, worldwide, like the True North side of it all, ships worldwide. So there's going to be an issue in shipping somewhere along the way. I'm not saying for a very small percentage there might be something. Yeah. So I could see people calling you up and having concern. So do you guys? I'm assuming there's tracking numbers and that involved in this.
Absolutely. With all the orders, there are tracking numbers. You will receive an email with your tracking number on the day that it ships. Also, for the retail side of things, we are able in North America to offer delivery insurance. That way, if anything were to happen as it getting lost in the mail or anything like that, we're able to just resend the package for you.
Delivery insurance.
That is fabulous. Because what, I was just going to ask you that exact question, Brandon. What does a customer get when ordering, and is there a guarantee? So basically, that literally covered a lot of what I was going to ask you. So
excellent.
But, I'm really impressed. I've been looking around, and you've literally taken my 20 lashes like a man. So, or should I say, No, never mind. Anyway, but also, Brandon, way off topic. I wondered what you're doing is really and truly, especially after the dispensary raids and all of these things going on, and the online website. I just forgot the name of it. Taken down, a couple of years ago. I can't even think of what it was. It was a worldwide drug network, and I can't think of what it was on the internet.
Silk Road, I believe.
I'm sorry?
I believe it was Silk Road.
Yes, it was Silk Road. Thank you. That's what I was going to say. With all of these places being targeted, how do you feel? And how do you run the risk for harassment from police or government officials, that sort of thing, Brandon?
Luckily, we haven't encountered any issues like that yet. Within Canada and everything, it's completely legal. As for the laws, it's...
Certainly is, my friend.
Yeah. It only becomes illegal, of course, upon germination. So...
It's a very good point, and I want people to know those seeds that they purchase are only, again, illegal if they're in the wrong hands and at the wrong time and in the wrong situation. If, again, they are viable, if they are growing. So that's a very good point, Brandon.
Got to have roots.
Very much.
Got to have roots or it's not a plant.
They have to be viable, my friends, or there are no charges pending whatsoever. And I can tell you that as a retired corrections officer. So
that's right.
But also, I want people to know, too, that... Oh, I'm sorry, Al?
Yeah, I'm just going to jump in to go to break.
You bet.
Okay, all right.
I'll hold my questions, darling.
You hold your questions. We've got more time afterwards.
Right
okay, and as talking about hearing things, time to hear some more of In Disguise and their song, September Days, Green Outlaw. Then Allison and I will continue this conversation with our guest, Brandon May of cc-nexus. You're listening to the Pace Radio Show here at lifestyleradio.ca.
Bigger, the truth will always fade. They'll talk about the millions nobody ever made. They say they want those green outlaws, jail and doing time. Take everything from them, it's all proceeds of crime. Now it's a crime.
Growing your own vegetables, flowers, or even medicinal plants can be a challenge without the right equipment and proper know-how. At BMA Hydroponics, not only are they your urban horticultural experts and suppliers, but their staff holds the customer's needs paramount to making a sale. Family-owned with decades of experience and knowledge, they offer free advice in person, by phone, or email. BMA Hydroponics wants to ensure you have the advice you need, which is why you'll find tips and tricks on different ways to grow, like wick, ebb and flow, drip, or aeroponic system, as well as other helpful links at bmahydroponics.com. If you can't find what you're looking for, just let them know, and they'll do everything they can to get what you're looking for. At BMA Hydroponics, each staff member also possesses a federal exemptee MMAR license, making their strong suit empathy, experience, and dedication to their customers. Because when you know how to grow, you'll have results that make you proud. BMA Hydroponics in Belleville, Ontario. Visit bmahydroponics.com.
BMA offers cannabinoid testing, so if you want to prove you've got good medicine, head to BMA Hydroponics and prove it.
The National Task Force on Medicinal Cannabis is a group of not-for-profit organizations dedicated to influencing government policy with factual evidence. Our mission is to ensure that a constitutional medical program is developed that will address the concerns of all Canadians that require therapeutic cannabis. The task force is looking for dedicated people who are willing to contribute to our cause. We have formed this task force to foster a unified approach and focus on lobbying the federal government and Health Canada. We represent the combined expertise of thousands of patients with more than a decade of experience. As a task force participant, you, your business, or your group will have an opportunity to show that you care and offer your unique skills to promote the cause. If you would like to get involved, go to medcanataskforce.org. That's medcanataskforce.org and use the Contact Us link to get started. Help us help you.
Tune into the Pace Radio Show and catch Kim Cooper, Debbie Stoll-Skiffen, or Allison Merlin, along with myself, Al Graham, as we talk to Canadian and international cannabis advocates who are working hard to help patients and to end cannabis prohibition. Catch us live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here at lifestyleradio.ca.
Canada, the time to act is now. These days, your customers are seeking variety. Increase your earning potential by expanding your inventory with cc-nexus, Canada's largest cannabis seed wholesaler. cc-nexus stocks over 60 reputable breeders, including Canuck seeds, with a wealth of autoflower, regular, feminized, and CBD strains. All first-time customers will receive a free pack of Canuck seeds, plus a mug, t-shirt, and additional promotional materials. Add strains and increase your profit with cc-nexus, your Canadian-owned and operated wholesaler of cannabis seeds. Discreet, worldwide stealth shipping from Canada, supporting you locally. Call today 1-844-843-7995, 1-844-843-7995, or visit us at cc-nexus.global.
Now they say they're gonna win that war, it just can't be won. For every cop, there's 100 green outlaws out on the run, and they'll never stop growing.
Welcome back, and thanks for tuning in to the Pace Radio Show. We are being broadcasted live at lifestyleradio.ca, as well as at Spreaker, or you can catch the podcast later at Shoutcast, YouTube, and other social media. Tonight we feature the music of the East Coast band known as In Disguise, with their song September Days, Green Outlaw. These guys have a few cannabis songs, and you'll find them on YouTube. And once you do, you'll notice that their videos are shot in a rather large field of cannabis.
Right.
Yay! Tonight on the Pace Radio Show, we have our guest, Brandon May of cc-nexus, a Canadian cannabis seed wholesaler, along with a joint host, Allison Murden.
I'm back.
Yes, you are. Okay, Allison and Brandon. At the very beginning, we're talking about getting things cracking, which is, seeds cracking is what I was referring to. So, let's talk about seeds in this next segment here. Basically, Brandon, as an advocate that I work publicly, talking with people. I'm in with Canada Days at a flea market here in the little town that I'm at, and we get people of all ages that come through, and some of the questions has to do with guarantees. Now, you guys are a company and you are a distributor for the breeders, so do breeders give guarantees?
Well, with the guarantees, it's usually a pretty touchy subject. Some breeders do offer guarantees. I know Pyramid Seeds, if you prove proof of purchase and proof of germination failing, and you return the seeds, probably fill out some paperwork, they will return you a new package of seeds.
Right. Okay. Good. So there's spotty. There's only a few out there, but there are
some. Yeah.
Do something. Yeah. And you actually would have to prove, that there was no root, because once it starts to grow, then obviously, the guarantee's over, right? Because it's germinated.
And I was going to say, let's face it, gentlemen, it is a weed.
Yeah, it is.
Anybody can grow a weed, even me.
Like, as far as when people order seeds, can they order? Like, I know some companies might limit you to 5 packs or maybe 10 packs or something like that. How do you offer, how many seeds per pack type thing?
The pack sizes really depends per breeder, typically. For our sister company, Canuck Seeds, though, because it's our sister company, we are able to offer pack sizes from 1 all the way to 1,000.
Wow. Fabulous. So people like me who make big mistakes all the time would have to be able to try over and over and over and over and over again.
Wow, that's a lot of seeds.
Awesome. That is a lot of seeds.
Okay, and you mentioned Canuck Seeds, right? So, what can you tell us about Canuck Seeds? They're your sister, your sister company, and all that, right?
Yep, that's our seed company. We produce them. Get all of them from Europe, so they're pretty good genetics as far as that goes. We're really happy. Recently, we got permission from DNA Genetics to use some of their genetics, so we've got 5 strains coming out.
I have a friend who actually works for them, so that's wonderful, Brandon.
Yeah, we're very
good.
excited.
And I know how beautiful those seeds certainly are.
So those exclusive strains that just you guys will have from DNA?
Absolutely. Yep. They are certified from DNA, and only we will have them.
I bet.
Nice.
Wonderful.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Now, how are these seeds? How are they packaged? Like, does light get? Because some people have concerns about light getting to seeds.
Yep. From Canuck Seeds, ours are packaged. They're in little plastic clamshells, and then that goes into some heat-sealed packaging that no light would be able to get in or anything like that.
I was just going to say, because the light may not make them viable. Yep.
Yep.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Breaks it down.
Very
Nice,
good.
nice.
Yeah, because it does tend to break things down. So.
Yeah. You could jump in anytime, Allison. As you keep
Great.
doing.
Well, I was waiting for you. You were just on a roll there, darling.
I got a whole list of questions here. I got a whole list here.
Hey, I can talk up a storm. Brandon and I are the best of friends now, aren't we, Brandon?
Most definitely.
Anyway, Brandon, actually, just out of curiosity, and can you also tell our listeners, does cc-nexus have any of their own genetics?
Yep. Like as I was speaking, the sister company Canuck Seeds, there we have, I believe, over 60 strains now.
Beautiful, Brandon. Boy, there are going to be a lot of happy people out there in Canada.
Yeah.
Who knows, around the world. I hope we have global listeners again tonight.
Well, you got that many variety, and you can order up to 1,000. So you order 60,000 seeds. If you order 1,000 of them, all right.
That would be a lot. And you be very careful, my friend, because as I said, if you need any good legal advice, you call us and you let us know for sure, Brandon.
I will
we're
do.
concerned.
Now, as far as the regular and the fem and the CBD strains, what are you guys finding? What's popular? Like, do people more focus on the regular seeds, or?
As you were saying before, I find a lot of the people that are a little bit more old school, they know exactly what they're doing. They tend to stick to the regulars. People that are sort of just going more for production, I find, go for the feminized seeds. And I usually find people that are going for more of a commercial aspect or they're new to growing, they go for the auto flowers.
Oh, yeah, we never even touched on the autoflowers. Yeah.
Can you tell actually our listeners a bit about autoflowers and how those work, Brandon? That's excellent to actually know.
Yeah, so autoflowers, the main difference is, as we know, if you were growing indoors, you would have to alter your light cycle to induce the flowering portion.
Yes.
So autoflowers, you don't, essentially. They will start budding on their own.
All on their own.
Oh, no.
And the life cycle is a lot shorter because of that as well.
Yeah.
Wonderful, again, for people in general to know, especially if you're just fairly new to consuming cannabis or growing the plant or those sorts of things. I find, again, do you or cc-nexus have any instructions on germinations of the seeds that you do sell, or on packaging, or on your website, that sort of thing?
Unfortunately, due to the nature of the business,
anything?
We can't do that. Just due to legal reasons, we can't talk about something like that as we sell them as souvenirs.
Good.
Yeah, exactly. Now, how popular we talked about the regular and the feminized seeds, but how popular are the CBD strains?
They tend to be pretty popular. I would say CBD has been especially popular, I would say, in the last year or so in the market. It's become a lot more popular, yeah. I get more and more people asking about it all the time, actually.
Funny enough, this is a little off topic, but Brandon, I did an interview with Dr. Rima Lebeau from Chile. Actually, I think she's from the U.S. originally, but she does a lot of work out in Chile. And when I did an interview via Skype with her this past year, one of the things that we talked about was that specifically in the U.S., or not, pardon me, specifically in the U.S., but also in Chile, where she happened to be living when I spoke to her, people using and consuming just CBD cannabis only was very, very popular. And I think that's because of the fact that THC made it illegal. And now that people are speaking openly about the plant in general having all these medicinal properties, people again around the world, including some of our friends in Chile, thanks to Dr. Lebeau and some of these other wonderful pioneers, are learning not just about the THC strains of cannabis, but again, how CBD strains help overall general health with people when they're not battling medical ailments, or physical problems or things. So CBD strains, I honestly, Brandon, you watch. I bet you they'll become more and more popular over the next year or decades or that sort of thing as we continue on.
And you'll find that people too, that, not everybody wants to get that euphoric feeling.
It's funny, Al, I often forget that because even though I talk of a storm, as all our listeners now know, this cat's out of the bag, I don't honestly feel the euphoria. Mm-hmm. Never, ever have I, except for when I was young and I smoked when I was a teenager. And then when I started to get sick and battle this stupid pain that I have in my face in my 20s, I don't think I went to my doctors decades ago saying exactly that. Why am I not getting high? Why am I not getting stoned? What am I doing wrong? And my doctor said, well, think about it. There's nothing left. You're having this constant chronic pain.
It's all going right to work.
Apparently that's what they said. It's all being absorbed into doing its job. So anyway, no fun for this little chickadee, but that's okay. I'm still having a great night again.
Good. Now, Brandon, when somebody places an order, they call in or they email the order in. Basically, I'm looking at what's the turnaround time, basically, from when they place the order to the order would be sent out.
Typically, the turnaround time is pretty quick. If you call in, it should be extremely fast. I always recommend people call in if they want quick turnaround time. That way we can ensure that we have everything in stock. Yeah. But typically, depending on where you are, you should have the product in your hands within 10 to 14 working days.
Yeah. Okay, good.
So it doesn't take that long. That's good to know, too.
Yeah.
And I see on your website you have all different types of seeds, too, Brandon, from feminized to regular to auto-flowering on back. So you've got quite, again, a healthy choice for the viewers and the listeners who are checking you out.
Yeah. 2,000 strains must have a nice warehouse.
Most definitely, boy, I'll tell you. Now, question, actually, Brandon, that just reminded me of something. Did I ask you if you had some of the old landrace strains getting back to the days when I was growing up and I was young? We had strains like Panama Red and Acapulco Gold and Sensimilia, which I don't know if everybody knows, but Sensi pot just means seedless. So, but we had all these different things to choose from when we were younger that were really strong strains, we thought. So, we were wondering again.
I'm glad you asked, actually. I was thinking about that earlier. We do have Panama, we do have Acapulco Gold, and we have Colombian Gold as well.
And what was the other one besides Acapulco Gold?
Colombian Gold.
Colombian Gold.
That's another one, actually.
Yeah.
And do you have Panama Red?
I don't think we have Panama Red. We do have Panama specifically.
Okay. I wouldn't mind checking that out.
That's close. That's very close.
Certainly must be a hybrid of some sort. So
definitely.
With the company and everything, and with the government, the federal government talking about legalization, what effect do you think legalization will have on companies like yourself?
Yes.
To be honest, we're really not sure yet. We're hoping for the best when it comes to how they're going to handle regulation and everything like that. We are certainly expecting a boost in business within the next 8 months or so, I would say.
Yeah, I would think so.
I was going to say, you keep talking about this, everywhere you go, Brandon, because that's certainly how you do it. It's all word of mouth, my friend.
Yeah.
That's how I did it decades ago.
Correct. Word of mouth, that's how it travels. Now, do you think there's a possibility that they would regulate seed distributors so that they're trying to regulate everybody else around the cannabis industry? Sure, would they make, for example, cigarettes, sure, they're available at convenience stores, but they're hidden in behind a wall that you can't be seen. There's no advertising.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll be regulated to be available, in a convenience store type setting, or more along the line of individual stores that may require an adult of age to enter? Yeah.
I believe cannabis product would be that way, like locked up and everything. But as for seeds, I believe if it were regulated, I believe businesses would continue to exist the way that we do now, selling them as souvenirs, even if they
selling which way, Brandon? Sorry,
selling them as souvenirs.
As souvenirs, for sure. I see. I most definitely understand that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like you say, you're looking at yourself, Alice, and you're looking for these old strains. Those are souvenirs.
They most definitely are. Well, you know what I'm thinking too, Al, and that's funny, is that a lot of these older strains, and even seed companies like cc-nexus, yourself, Brandon, this company that you're working for, you get enough patients, purchasing your product or products and different types of things from your website, you certainly will have more than enough people standing up for you if anything ever did go wrong. So let's put it that way. Yeah. Again, I can tell you right now that I myself am looking at you now, your organization, in a totally different light than I did when I first found out about you. Because I thought you were stepping all over my toes, my friend.
Yeah, see? No,
I now see again. It's wonderful, and it certainly helps people like me who prefer to grow our own medicine.
Well, see, now you've been able to ask Braden these questions in order to help you with that.
And you know what? Again, Al, I think a lot of people listening wanted to do the same thing. Okay. So I'm really glad, again, Brandon, that you stood the test.
Okay, Brandon, we talked about a little bit earlier about the shipping and stuff like that, and you had this guarantee. Basically, what happens when it does get found by the authorities during shipping? Do you guys get notice or anything like that?
Yep, typically, if it's very rare. I mean, I've been
right. Yeah, I realize that.
Yeah, only about a handful that I've seen. We do receive notice via the tracking, because every package has the tracking number on it. So we would be aware if anything like that were to happen. And those sorts of situations, it's exactly why we offer the delivery insurance. Right. Provided a customer didn't get the insurance, we do always try and work with our customer, no matter what.
Well, I guess, too, if you're receiving notice that it's been apprehended, then that actually helps verify the customer's position, stating that, I didn't receive my product.
Precisely, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and obviously we're getting close there towards the end of our time. But I still got a couple more questions for him if he's got more time.
You go, Al, you go.
Okay, and I find this part to me, it is important.
Yes.
You guys are getting involved. I'm here with the Pace Radio Show, running your ad. You've gotten involved with Grassroots Advocate by running ads through there.
Yes.
Are you involved in any other events, any other locations within the cannabis community?
Yep. As you know, we met you at Lyft there.
Correct, yes.
We were there meeting with a lot of people in the industry. We do plan on making a cross-Canada visit to all the stores that are going on our wholesale list. We are currently working with High Times, as well as Hydro Life and High Canada with their James Bond Cannabis Crusader comic.
Yeah, I've seen High Canada at some of the Global Marijuana March.
Yeah, so there are definitely a few people we are working with.
There's a few things that you're getting involved in. Good.
Absolutely.
Good for you, Brandon. That's great.
It helps with name recognition and stuff like that when people
Certainly
start.
Does.
Yeah.
Certainly does.
Yeah.
And, again, depending on which market you're leaning more toward, or if you're just leaning to the cannabis community in general, it's nice to get involved in everything. That's what the Lyft Expo, I'm sure, showed you. There are a lot of people like myself out there, Brandon, who are strictly patients. I would like to call myself a social cannabis consumer, because I feel like that, but I know that battling multiple sclerosis and, again, this stupid pain I have, I know that I'd never be considered just a rec user. But bottom line, again, people like me can't thank you enough, Brandon, for offering, the things that you do and the strains that you've told our listeners about tonight. The insurance on packages that they may order from you, all these sorts of things help people like me who are marginalized when we do purchase things like this. So, and, in a different position. So again, I really appreciate, that you understand these sorts of things. So thank you kindly.
No problem. It's really nice hearing that. It makes the job worth doing.
Wow, that's nice again, Brandon.
That's right. Yeah,
Al's not going to be so nice to you, so be ready.
Hey. Yeah, talking about the Lift Expo, I got to meet you at the Lift Expo, Brandon, so that was good. And the others around the company, they were there. And we actually got to talk to Brandon and Lauren as well.
Great.
And get to meet everybody, and I got to update them, let them know the commercial was coming.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and it arrived, so
great.
That's good. Now, when you were at the Lift Expo, did you guys take that opportunity to meet with some of these breeders that maybe that you only just talked to on the phone?
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot of them, my boss, the owner, already has met with, and he knows personally. But us on the team, it was a nice experience to meet a lot of them that we often only get to speak with them over email or phone. So yeah,
it's really nice to put a face to the name or voice or whatever. So that's nice. Very good. Apparently, again, the Lift Expo, in some circles was a resounding success, and in others, maybe not so much. But it's nice that, again, people are learning that we're all going to have a place in this world, and we're going to have to share this earth whether we like it or not. And sadly enough, whether people are feeling they're losing the right to take care of themselves, maybe this ultimately will be better in the end. We shall soon see.
We will see. Betcha. Okay, Brandon, is there anything that you would like to touch on that maybe we haven't touched on yet?
Not anything specifically. I just wanted to make sure to note that we are currently the largest wholesaler in Canada, and you can apply on our website, cc-nexus.global, to be accepted. And we should get back to you, I'd say, within 24 to 48 hours. And you will be accepted.
Brandon, donations, remember, are always accepted.
Absolutely.
You betcha. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. That's right. Okay, Brandon, you just named off the website. We usually ask for a shout out at this time. You can repeat that, or if you've got somebody else that you would like to throw a shout out to or highlight for the records or whatever along that line.
Yep. Well, as I said, you can go to the cc-nexus site for the wholesale. You can also visit us at truenorthseedbank.com if you're just a regular customer not wanting to set up a wholesale account with us.
You bet. Good.
And no minimum order.
Yep, no minimum order on the wholesale whatsoever. You will also receive a 10% discount, a Canuck t-shirt, a collectible mug, as well as many promotional materials for the store.
Fantastic.
There you go. Good stuff.
Very
good stuff. And that's cc-nexus.global, right?
Yep, that is correct.
All right. Okay, Allison, have you got a nice voice, Al? Have you got?
Sound like me.
Yeah, really. Hey, well, the last show you missed because you didn't have a voice.
I did. I was just gonna say. Actually, I wanted to comment quickly about that, and I wanted to thank you, Al Graham and Al Rapp, and everybody for holding down the show for me last month, because I did lose my voice. I've been having a hard time with that the last year. So I really appreciate all the listeners hanging in there with my scratchy little grovelly voice. So I love and adore you all, and here's a big squish to everybody.
There you go. Okay, this is just a reminder to let everybody know that I'll be back next Wednesday with my joint host Kim Cooper as we continue to promote those. We're working hard out there. You can find Pace on Twitter at Pace Radio, and you can also like the Pace Radio Show on Facebook, and we can be found online at pace-online.ca. And our thank yous tonight go out to our sponsors, the friendly and helpful folks at BMA Hydroponics in Belleville, Ontario, as well as our new sponsor, cc-nexus. You can find them at cc-nexus.global. LRAP or lifestyleradio.ca. Also, a big thank you to our guest, Brandon May, who works for cc-nexus.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thanks for having me,
joint
guys.
host, Allison Murden. Plus, a big thank you to you, our listeners, for tuning into the program. Thank you, and good night.
Thank you, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Thank you, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
So what are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing? Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions